What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Ethereum. We're also going to get into some altcoins as well. What I want to do is look at this on the 1 day time frame, but today, as opposed to looking at the candles, we're going to be looking at the line graph. And the reason I want to do that is so we can specifically map out support and resistance, because right now we're at a very sticky area for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, for these altcoins. We're basically looking at that spot. Is this the area where we're going to build that base, or are we going to have another leg down before we potentially get moving to the upside again? So I'm going to get into all this. If you guys get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also know that there's scammers down in the comments. I'm not going to be the one writing you about WhatsApp and all that crazy stuff, so don't send your money to anybody in terms of cryptocurrency and all that unless you know the person and their address. Just be very careful out there. I want to put that statement out there. Okay, guys, so also let me know down below what you've been doing with your coins. Have you been looking for areas that if we have another leg down, are you going to have potential buys in those areas? Have you already sold out? Are you sitting in cash right now? I'd love to hear what you're doing. So right now for Ethereum, the main thing that we need to hold, and you can see how we're in this line graph here. I even pulled the moving averages off just so we could really look at support and resistance. So the area that we're trying to hold right now is 1,455. That's going to be the key area. That's on top of what was previous resistance. We broke through it. We would want that to become support. Now, the reason why this is such a critical area is because if we don't hold this and we have another leg down, we potentially could be looking down to that round $1,000 area for Ethereum. So I want you to just be mentally prepared for that if that happens, because that also could present some good buying opportunities if this bull market is to continue and you believe it's to continue for the next couple months. You know, guys, that's the thing. In this space, when you see these really big, deep corrections, sometimes they can take up to 20 days and they're going to be deeper, but then we get moving again. And what I want to show you here, if we take the price range from Ethereum for the last correction that we had in this uptrend, we were at 36%. So where we're at right now, if we pull this down to 36%, if we get something like that, that'd put us back at 1250. And right now we have fell a total of about 27%. So that's why I'm saying we could go down another 10%, and we need to be mentally prepared for that. We need to have a plan for that if that's the case. You know, this may not be as deep a correction, may not take as long before we get moving again to the upside. And if we do get moving to the upside, the main area I'd want to look at with you here, we're just looking at these broader support and resistance areas, would be 1,983, right up in that range. Would be the next resistance area we need to get up through. So if we step back, and I want you to take a look at this on the line graph here, you tell me what you think. Do you believe the top is in for Ethereum? Is this it? And you can see, would we have just a little bounce out of here and then another leg down, then another little bounce and then another leg down? Or do you believe we're finding this floor? I would love to hear your opinion on that, because this is one of the hardest things, guys. You're trying to determine, is it a top, or is this just going to be a correction in a bull market? And eventually there's going to come that time where there's a top and then you enter that bear market. But right now, it doesn't look like it, in my opinion. When I'm just stepping back looking like this, it looks like it could have much more room to continue on in the weeks and months ahead. Shorter term, absolutely, we could go lower. No doubt about it. But like we said, that may present some decent opportunities. And one thing, if I do turn on the moving averages here for Ethereum, you can see we're still trading up above that 200 moving average. So I'm talking to the longer term investors here. We're still up above this 200 moving average. We have not crossed down below that, in my opinion, entering the bear market. So we're still up above the 200, the 100, and we're fighting with the 50 moving average right now. And we have not seen that climax volume, that blow off top, if we're to get one like we typically do. The RSI right now in the 1 day time frame is at 40. The stock is at 1 and 2. So in that oversold conditions right now. So let me know for Ethereum your thoughts on that, but we're just really looking at the line graph here. We're just going to go through fast, take a look at some altcoins here. So if we take a look at Litecoin 173, and you can see as well what we're trying to do is hold support of roughly, in my opinion, about 179 is what we need to get back up above. Turn that into support, then be up to around $200. But that's going to be the main area. If we do end up going lower, the next support area I have is at 153, and then be down to around that 121. Then I'd look to this 200 moving average. The stock is at 2 and 2. RSI is at 44 right now. Same deal. We're going to step back. I'm going to pull the moving averages off, and you take a look. Do you believe the top's in for Litecoin? Here was our previous high. Let me pull this down for us. Okay, so roughly at about $377, and this is on the log scale here. So you can see our entire bear market. Now take a look what we're in right here. And you see last time what I was talking about, this high volume and how we basically went straight up? We really haven't had that yet. And if we were to have that and say Litecoin got up past the previous high of about 260, that would probably most likely take us, if we went straight up, to test that all-time high at 377. Then above that, it'd be blue sky breakouts. But that's the bullish case. The bearish case is 155 to the downside, then that 121 are the areas that I'd look at. And then we also have to pay attention that this doesn't turn into some like head and shoulders type pattern here, where we have like a left shoulder, we have a head, then we have a right shoulder on weaker volume, and then we end up breaking down through this and it's something ugly. But you know, it's all going to depend on Bitcoin and Ethereum, in my opinion. But we're still looking pretty healthy here. RSI sitting at 45. So that's going to be Litecoin. Want to move into a few more here. If you're here for Litecoin, let me know down low. You like me covering it. OMG's at 452 right now. Let's see. Turn that purple and we'll take a look at that. So OMG, we are still, and remember this is the longer term we're looking at on the 1 day time frame here on the line graph. So if we step back for OMG, take a look at this pattern. All-time high was roughly at about $28.22. Right now we're at $4.52, still obeying this trend line. That's what we want to see there. So we're just trying to find that higher low, and then if we have a higher high, we need to get up above what we previously were at about $7.54. But you can see how the trend has changed. You see this downtrend here, lower highs, lower lows, and now we have switched. And typically trends want to continue. There's going to have to be some type of force, some type of news, something to stop them. And then once they reverse, it gets moving again, same deal. Just wants to continue from the short, intermediate to the longer term. And then the stock's at 2 and 1, so that's oversold, and then the RSI is at 42 right now for OMG. We take a look at Zcash. We're just going to kind of work down quickly here. And tell me if you like this, looking at it on the line graph, if this helps you a little bit. So let's step back here. Remember, always talking about trends. And here's our uptrend. So we're still holding this uptrend. Okay, we're trying to find support roughly at about 123. If we do not hold 123, we'd be down to about $98.65. But as long as we're still trading up above this trend line, we're still in that uptrend. And if we turn on our EMA, you can see still up above that 200 moving average. And that's going to be for Zcash, and that is one that has went to around $900 before. Okay, so that's going to be Zcash. Bitcoin Cash is at $486-$200. Let's take a look at Link. And tell me what you've been doing with Link. Have you been accumulating more? Have you sold off your Link? Did you take profits? Love to hear what you've been doing with Link. Guys, that's what the chart's going to give me right there. That's the history of Link. Okay, so let's just kind of fan this out a little bit. So you can see still in our uptrend, right? Main areas of support we're trying to hold 25, 27, and then be down around the main area we really need to hold is about that $20. That's going to be the key for us. But the main thing, staying up above this trend line, keeping this uptrend moving. If we take a look at our EMA, excuse me guys, 1 second there. If we take a look at our EMA, we are sitting on the 50 right now. So we're below the 20 EMA, sitting on the 50, 100 as support, 200 as support still. So that's going to be Link. Okay, stock at 44, or I'm sorry, RSI at 44, and the stock is at 3 and 5. And guys, I'm going to have to hurry this up. I'm going to have to take that phone call here. Just want to look at a few. ADA is doing great, 136. Take a quick look at Tezos. I'm doing this for all my Tezos people out there. Show you a little bit of love here. Okay, so Tezos we need to hold roughly about $3.30. That's going to be the support area, trading up above the 100. The 200 still fighting today to get up above this 50 moving average in pink. Still need to get back up above the 20. But we're looking at these waves here. You can see this first wave down, second, and third. So guys, I got to get moving. I got a lot going on today. Got some phone calls for my business coming in. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.